first All-Star appearance this weekend, Victor Wembanyama has the whole package to lead the next generation of stars. Looking the future face of the NBA in the eye requires a stepladder, strong toes to stand on, or a trip to the chiropractor after straining your neck. Sizing up Victor Wembanyama is worth all the trouble, because the biggest statistic by far associated with him here in his second season isn't the league-high amount of shots he's blocking, or the not-so-surprising number of three-pointers he's making. It's the selfie requests. Aside from his basketball status, which is now All-Star certified, it's the sheer human steepness of the man that gets people reaching for the cell. To stand next to Wembanyama at 7'3", just for the size disparity, makes for a you-can't-believe-this snapshot. This means the line forms to the right and around the block. He's been approached by people from all walks of life, from celebrities to ordinary types to fellow NBA players, and even his teammates, who often bring family members. Pushed a food cart at a local H-E-B, the supermarket chain in Texas, causing cleanup on aisle 6 after shoppers dropped their cantaloupes in unison. Wembanyama was there to shoot a commercial, as H-E-B is a long-standing sponsor of the Spurs, and many players have appeared in the store's catchy 30-second spots over the years. Still, there were suddenly zoomed-out cameras everywhere, vastly outnumbering the one shooting the film. This is normal for him. Wembanyama was asked when was the last time he went anywhere and nobody recognized him or did a double take. He laughed, just laughed. That was his answer. The good news is that he's good with it all. With Wembanyama, who just turned 21, the future of the NBA is in good hands, which, by the way, are always extended. As the league braces for the cyclical and inevitable transition from an aging core of generational players to the next, Victor Wembanyama is bringing the whole package: charisma, presence, skills, and yes, all that vertical, to the forefront. How high is the ceiling for him? Asked Milwaukee Bucks coach Doc Rivers. What building are we talking about? It all starts with the height. Otherwise, he'd be just another hooper. There are millions of six-footers populating Earth, some even lucky enough to get paid to play. But the human height pyramid gets tighter at the top. According to various estimates, 7-footers comprise far less than 1% of the world's population, roughly 0.0000003, 8% or thereabouts. Now imagine the microscopic odds of growing another 3 inches. I would guess there are about 500 to 1,000 people who are 7 foot tall or more of NBA playing age in the United States, said Joel Hirschhorn, a pediatric endocrinologist and professor of genetics at Harvard Medical School, who gives those adults a 1% chance of actually playing in the NBA. He cites that most lack the agility, coordination, arms-to-height ratio, or even the motivation to play basketball. Obviously, in Wemby's case, it's genetics. Wemby's parents both clear 6 feet, as do his brother and sister. Still, the chance of height plus coordination is rare. And then there's the dribbling and shooting skills. That's the combination that makes him one of a kind, according to Nuggets 3-time Kia MVP Nikola Jokic, putting Wemby on his own island. Or an alien, said LeBron James. And as Hirschhorn said, amazing, fun to watch. While most 7-footers show discomfort the further they stray from the basket, and therefore lose their value, Wembanyama is at home shooting 3-pointers, up to 9 per game now. While many his height are 2-dribble players, meaning that's the maximum they take before freezing, Wembanyama will daringly dribble behind his back. The threes, the off-the-backboard dunks to himself, some of the blocks he did that I definitely didn't think he'd block. I've never seen anybody his height and size do what he does, marveled Spurs teammate Chris Paul, who after 18-plus seasons of NBA service has a point of reference. While the sight of a 7-footer doing tasks commonly associated with guards might cause traditionalists to cringe, Wembanyama doesn't apologize. And why should he? This is why he was one of the biggest prizes in NBA draft history. The reason he arrived so unique is because of the skills acquired while growing up in Paris and playing professionally as a teenager. Nobody's going to stop me from getting the ball up court, dribbling behind my back and shooting threes, he said. Coaches. As for the typical tall man chores, Wembayama is blessed with an 8-foot wingspan to do that. As a natural rebounder, 10.9, and rim protector, causing opposing players to hesitate or bypass layups altogether, or, since Wembanyama leads the league in swats by far, face rejection. And so given where he is now, at his age, and the reasonable projections of where he might be next year, or even next week, it lends the impression you might not see the likes of him for a long time, if ever. Last week he swatted a jump shot by the Hornets' Daquan Jeffries without leaving his feet. Flat-footed. It's more different when he's on the floor than any other player I've played against because of his size, his length, his skill set, said Milwaukee Bucks guard Damian Lillard. Even when he's beat, on a play, he's not beat. Even when you beat your guy, and he's guarding on the perimeter, he's always in range to block your shot or change your shot.